Hi. I feel like we need to address something. And this is a topic that a lot of people have issues with. And I know I'm not the only one because I've heard others make comments about it in the past. Um, there's a massive stigma among many people that content creation is not a real job. And I want to talk about that because I and many others in and outside of the world of content creation disagree. And I don't think that it is talked about enough as to why. And I think a lot of people who do talk about it end up kind of glancing over everything and trying to make it sound like it is easy and everything else. So, before getting into this, I want you all to know that I absolutely love what I do. I love making content for you guys. I wake up, I think of random things to do. I've thought of like 3 or 4 different ideas for really cool videos that I want to bring out to you guys here. And I absolutely absolutely love what I do. And it's thanks to you guys that I am able to start doing it and be more and more comfortable with my living expenses. Which is why, after everything was said and done, with the protests dying down about Black Lives Matter, which I'm not saying that you should stop talking about it, obviously, keep going for the equality, but things are kind of dying down on that front, number one. Number two, people were dumb enough that when things flared up for that, they were not taking the proper precautions. And while COVID 19 was on the downside, they were not being intelligent, and so it's going back onto the upside. We're seeing a new wave of COVID 19. And so, with all of that being said, there's not much to be done. There's been a breakthrough. I've been keeping up to date. There's been a lot of hype around this one medicine or whatever, and it's looking somewhat promising. Not to cure COVID by any means, but at least to help people who have it. So everything is going back to a sense of normality. People are going back to work, and that is why I brought out the I Need Your Help video, talking about how my mother supported me and everything else, and I want to give back to her, which, by the way, as of now, she has seen, and she's a little bit excited. She's trying to not play it up too much, but you can kind of tell she's kind of excited about it because she's wanted to go for a while. And you know, the response from you guys as a general whole has been amazing. You guys have been so supportive. A couple of you guys have donated to it. uh you know I'm not taking any funds out of that until I go and I buy everything all in one go. So I'm not touching anything that's in there. I don't have any way to withdraw it, nothing. I'm waiting until we're going to start officially planning the trip to Australia. And so everything that you guys donate will be there untouched until everything comes together. And again, you guys are amazing for donating, sharing, tweeting about it, putting it on Facebook. Everything that you guys have been doing, you guys are fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But there are some who are like, just get a real job. And that made me think about it, and that made me realize that there's this stigma, a massive stigma, that content creation is not a real job. And it's something that I have fought with since I started, essentially. Um, my first ex, who I was with whenever I started content creation, she was supportive of it, but she didn't think that it was a real job. My second ex, she thought it was. By then, I was already making some money off of it, blah, 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 no big deal. But people in my life still say, get a real job. And then you see content creators wanting to do these things, not for themselves, but for other people. And you see them always attack, saying, get a real job, get a real job. So let's break it down. For me personally, all right, I'm disabled. May not seem like it on camera. I do a fantastic time hiding it, making sure that I'm always trying to be upbeat with you guys. But I am. Before COVID-19 hit, I was getting probably 2 to 5 tests a month, trying to figure out what's going on. And when I say what's going on, I mean my body just randomly shuts down. My mods, when I'm streaming, know what to look for, and my regulars as well. And so if I'm starting to show signs, and I'm sure my mods and my regulars who watch this, they'll probably put down below, if you see someone called Chubby Chuckle, he's my mod. He's one of the people who are like, alright, King, you're done for today. Go lay down. And then I'll be like, I'm fine. He's like, no, you're done. I've had times where I've been sitting in the chair for even just like an hour, 2 hours, and I go to get up to go to the restroom, my legs don't want to work. And it's not muscle atrophy from sitting here all day, because I can throw a 48 pack of water up on my shoulder and carry it up 2 flights of steps. And then the next day I collapse while doing dishes. It's not muscular, it's not my nerves, it's not, my heart. They've been testing everything. Like I said, I've been getting constant tests, and then COVID-19 brought all that to a halt. I've been getting tested pretty much constantly for the past 3 years. So that's why I haven't had a job this entire time. And I'm not saying that every content creator has a story like that, but a lot of content creators, this is their dream. I want you guys to take a minute and think about this. You just get done achieving something that you're so proud of. Something that you think is the best thing in the world, whether it's something artistic, whether it's something like you just got an A on a test in school, whether it's, you did a great job mowing the grass even, and someone comes along and says, oh no, you didn't do it, that's all wrong, they were just being nice to you. Go do something real for once. You just got done painting a nice painting, we'll say. Great job. Fantastic. Love it. That's your passion. That's what you want to do with your life. You want to create paintings and works of art to share with people. And then someone comes along and says, "No, that's not a real job. Go work at Burger King." That's crap. What you want to do, go do it. That's something that I've always said. I've had hundreds, if not thousands of people tell me that they want to do something. They're like, well, I can't. I'm like, why? Like, because it's not a real job. I'm like, it is if you want it to be. There's not a single thing in this world that you can't do that you can't live off of. If you love something enough, and if you are passionate enough about anything that you do, I can guarantee you can find a way to make a living off of it. That is why entrepreneurs are always working, because they are passionate about what they do. They want to make sure that they can do whatever they want and live off of it and thrive off of it. And they just don't listen to anybody who says otherwise. And that's what you need to do. And there's always going to be those people who tell you, oh no, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. And one of my favorite things, I'm going to link it in the description below. Something that I listened to a long time ago, and it sticks with me. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a like 5 steps to success. And one of his parts is don't listen to the naysayers. And he says, and I quote, people will always tell you, you can't do this, it's never been done before. Well, he loves it when people tell him that it's never been done before, and I do too, because then when I do it, I'm the first one. I've gone 3 years living on my own, with help from my mother, granted, and help from others, but 3 years with no income, and I've made it. I may not be comfortable. I may not be making everything that I need to make ends meet all the time with, a comfortable living by any means, but I goddamn made it. 3 years. Now, I'm not saying that you can do it in 3 years. I'm not saying that you can do it shorter or longer. It's going to take a different amount of time for everybody. But I don't care what it is you want to do. Do it. Because people are going to tell you that it is not a real job. People are going to tell you that you are not doing something properly. People are going to tell you to go do something else so that you can actually live. People in your own family, your friends group, everybody is going to tell you that it is not real and that you need to go just grow up. Don't listen to them. 110% don't listen to them. If you want to be successful, if you want to make your life what you are proud to live, then do it. 110% do it. Because if people think you can't, then you get that feeling of satisfaction when you do. And then you get to say, you said that I couldn't, and look where I am. And for anybody who says content creation isn't a real job, let me tell you this, 3 years ago, I would have agreed with you. I know there's people who are making massive amounts of money every single day by posting YouTube videos, and I'm not one of them. If you guys want to know my analytics, I'm making roughly about 30 to 60 cents a day on YouTube videos. However, every single time a new person clicks onto my channel, that goes up. Every single time someone hits that subscribe button, that goes up. Every single minute watched, every single ad seen on my videos, that goes up. And it all adds up. I started out at $0 income 3 years ago. And I had gotten to a point when I was on Mixer where I was making well over $1,000 a month. That is plenty to live off of. And I was comfortable. And then, because Mixer and stuff kind of all fell apart, I've gone on a rant about that many a times. I'm back down to I'm scraping by. But I'm enjoying what I do. If you go back, I'll probably include a clip of it here.
Go away. I'll throw a peeper at you. Don't tempt me. I'll do it. Just made me waste a peeper, you asshole. Come here, peeper. Come here. Or just swim into a wall and disappear.
But if you go back and watch my original video, my very first video, and I reference this all the time, I had no confidence. I wouldn't be in front of a camera. I would hardly talk to people. I didn't know if I should say what I was doing. I was really quiet. It was bad. I had zero confidence. I had nothing to me. I was not the kingbullet that you see here. The kingbullet who made this background. Of 3D animation where I had an idea and I was like, I have to do it. For those of you who don't know, I'm making a full 3D animation. It's going to be about a half an hour long. I would never have done that without content creation. I would have never met half the friends that I've made without it. I would not have the confidence to go and talk to people without it. I am me because of what I do. Content creation is more to me than a job. It's not work, not a job. It's my life. And I'm not saying that like, oh, if it fails, I'm gonna die. No. I've already failed time and time again. You guys will, if you look at my merch line, there is a piece of merch with my logo in the middle, and around it, it says, without failure, we would never know the meaning of success. And I said that all the way back in 2019, early 2019, over a year ago. And I looked, there's nobody else. People said something close, but never those exact words. So I'm claiming that quote as mine. And I might make a new, like, merch line with that quote at some point. But that stands true to whatever you do in life. Approach something new. You're gonna fail. But don't let it concern you. Because it took Ben Franklin. I almost said Einstein. It took Ben Franklin 10,000 times that he failed before he made the light bulb. Was that Ben Franklin? I feel like that's wrong. Edison. Thomas Edison. It took him 10,000 fails. And his quote is, I haven't failed 10,000 times. I've found 10,000 ways to not get to the solution. And it reigns true to this day. You're gonna fail. No matter what you do in life, you're gonna fail. You can't make everybody happy. And I was actually talking to my mom about it whenever she finally saw the video saying that I wanted to take her to the Australia Zoo, which has always been her dream. I went and I talked to her. And she saw some of the hate with it. And she's like, you know what? That's a sign that you're succeeding. When people are hating that you're there and you're doing things and you're making waves, that's a sign that you're succeeding because you're doing it and they're not. You are living your best life and doing things and achieving the unimaginable, and they're just sitting there wishing they could. Do you think, going back to Edison, do you think whenever he was trying to invent a light bulb, do you think that people thought he was gonna succeed? No, everybody probably thought he was insane until he did it. Until it was there. And then even then people were still like, oh well, it's just small little bulb, and it probably attached to a whole bunch of stuff. It wasn't very easily used, and it didn't even catch on for a while because it had to be refined. Who cares? Look, I don't know anybody besides the Amish who lives their life without a light bulb or electricity of some sort. Let's be honest here. Because this man did not listen to the naysayers, he achieved something and has created the possibility for everything that you see. In the screen that you were watching this on, there are a whole bunch of tiny little light bulbs that are lighting up to create the pixels so that you can see me here now. And that stems from Thomas Edison. My PC is running right now because it has the electrical currents that they took from the light bulb and put it into other aspects of life. And so now we have the computers, which eventually made the internet. And I'm not saying me taking my mom to Australia, let me word that properly. I'm not saying that that's gonna lead to some major discoveries, no. But what it's going to do is show my appreciation for my number one fan. Because before everyone, before content creation, before kingbullet, the YouTuber and streamer, I was Brandon. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was in the army. I wanted to go to CMU, Carnegie Mellon University. Wanted to go there for computer programming. Changed my mind. Ended up going into the army. Ended up getting a medical discharge out of the army. Started going to college for psychology and criminal justice. Wanted to be a field agent profiler for the FBI. Ended up not finishing college and then became a streamer. Through all of that, I had one fan, and that was my mom. When I didn't know what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do computer programming, she's like, "All right, let's figure it out." And I was like, "All right, you know what? I'm gonna join in on the armory." She's like, army. She's like, "Okay, I don't like it, but let's go." She was scared. She was legitimately scared. Whenever I was no longer in the army, I was like, "All right, I gotta go to college." Computer programming? No. Go for psychology and criminal justice. Okay, let's sign you up. $10,000. That's what it would have cost me to finish my last 2 semesters for college. It was 6 months. I would have had a double bachelor's degree. Had a 3.64 GPA throughout all of college. I looked at my mom. I said, "Mom, I don't want to do it. I want to stream." She said, "Okay." And now I want to give it back to her. I want to be able to look at my mom when she says I want to go to Australia and meet my hero. I want to be able to look at her and say, "Okay." And that's something that's very important. Whenever whenever it comes down to it, get past all the fans, get past all the haters, get past all the YouTube editing and streaming and everything else. Boil it back down to one. It all stems out from one place. And if we forget, if we neglect where we came from, then we are no better than all the haters. That's why every single person that I make a mod in any aspect, the only rule that I give them, they are not obligated to be there. They are not obligated to do their mod duties. They are not obligated to say or do anything. The only thing that I hold them to is they make sure that I never forget where I came from. Because when I came into content creation, I had no friends. None. Not in real life, not in content creation. I literally came in with nothing. And I'm not saying this for you guys to feel bad for me. I want you guys to be encouraged by it. I had nothing. I had lost a sales job because I was in and out of the hospital. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me for the life of me to go back to work. And so I started streaming. I had nobody. My mom popped in every once in a while. My ex, she would sit in the stream, but she was usually watching a movie or something. So she was never really paying attention. So it was just me and the empty seat of my ex. That's what I started with. And now I have 1.6k on YouTube. If I went back to it, I'd have 12,000 followers on Mixer. I have nearly 1.1k on Twitch. I am now able to start paying most of my bills thanks to content creation, thanks to you guys who watch every day or watch when you can or subscribe on Twitch or donate or anything like that. Any money besides the GoFundMe that I get goes to me living. And I am able to live because of you. And for those who say that that's not a real job, let's take a second and think about actors. And this will be the last thing that I say for the day. Think about the actors. Alright, how are we any different? We're here to entertain you. Maybe not in the same way. We're not going through doing these big CGI battles with guns and fake blood and everything else or whatever. No, we're not doing that. That's crazy. But at the core, actors and actresses are there to entertain you. Content creators are here to entertain you. They get paid to be in movies. You guys don't realize it, but you guys going to the movies and paying $7 for a movie ticket to watch, I don't know, Rocky 20 at this point. Whatever it is, just the new movies that come out. You rent them from Redbox, you rent them or you buy them or whatever. Every single time there's any kind of monetary gain for a movie, it's taken by the middleman, which is the production company. They take a chunk and then they take the rest and spread it out to everybody who is in the movie. All content creators is we eliminate the middleman. Essentially, if you want to be technical, the platforms are our production companies. Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, whatever, any platform is essentially the production company. They are producing the content. They are giving the avenue for the content to be produced. They are taking the chunk of the production company. We're making the content, but it's because of them that we're able to make the content, essentially. Because let's be fair, if YouTube never opened, or if Twitch never opened, or anything like that, there would never ever be anything. That it would just be, we'd watch TV all day. That's it. So the platform is a production company. And so every single time you click onto someone's video and you see an ad pop up, hey, check out this manscaping ad. We're here to manscape. Yeah. Whatever those stupid ads are on YouTube. Every single time you see that. Doesn't matter whose it's on. Someone's getting paid for it. The more you watch, the more they get paid. And all it takes is a little bit of time out of your life. And I'm not telling you to go and watch all my videos and never skip ads. Let's be fair. I skip my own goddamn ads, alright? When I go back and I like someone says, "Oh, hey, check this out in this part of the video." And it's like, "Oh god, ad click, skip." But what I am saying is, because of that, we are essentially actors and actresses, just more one-on-one personable, I guess, because we have that direct line of interaction. You know, essentially, if you think about it, YouTube, right? You record a video like this one, and then you edit it all up, make it look real cool. Heck, I'm working on a Centralia video. I visited the real life Silent Hill, the town that literally inspired all of Silent Hill. Visited there. I have 4 hours of footage. I'm chopping it all up. It's going to be like 15-20 minutes. That's essentially what movies do. TV shows. They get a whole bunch of footage, chop it all up, add some effects, boom, you got a movie. YouTube is essentially a direct connection for your own movies and TV shows. Heck, there's people who do TV shows on freaking YouTube. So, it is a real job. And anything that you want to do with your life is a real job. There's always going to be people who tell you you can't. I can tell you this. Any person you see me endorse, any person that I interact with in a positive manner, my mods, my regulars, the streamers and YouTubers that I tell you to go check out, all of them, every single one will tell you that it doesn't matter what you want to do. You want to do it bad enough, it's a job. You'll find a way to get paid. And I don't want anybody to ever make you believe differently. Follow your dreams. Follow your heart. And achieve what nobody else has ever achieved. Because if you don't, someone else will. And I have faith in you. Every single person who watches this video, I don't care if this video goes viral. I don't care if only 2 people watch this video. I don't care if nobody watches this video. I have faith in you. You can do anything that you want to do in life. I believe in you.